What's going on, good people? Brandmaster Martina, Britt, Yelverton here, and I am excited. It is Friday, Freedom Friday, okay? And if they don't know what you do, then they cannot pay you. I need for you guys to understand that, to pay attention to that, and to really pull into this ecosystem your belief and your clarity and your understanding that if people do not know what it is that you do, then they have no ability to determine whether or not your value is worth them paying for. If you are looking to make money in this realm, if you are looking to assist someone with your value, then your positioning is the problem. They don't know what you do. So therefore, they cannot pay you. All right. Today, we're actually going to be discussing something called the expert filter, and it's going to help you sound like a pro, meaning a professional, right, in every single post. If you want people to see you as the go-to expert, then your content has to speak just like a professional, just like a pro, just like an expert, right? You know what you offer. You know who it helps. But if your posts sound generic or scattered, all over the place, chaotic, your audience won't see you as the expert. They'll actually see you as just another voice online. And with so many people out here in the online realm, in these internet streets, selling so much garbage, right? Then here in week 2, I want to close out this week giving you access to the expert filter so that you can go and apply it to every post, every comment, every share, every caption, every bio to position yourself with clarity, with confidence, with credibility, with consistency, without any chaos. If your content is currently consistent, however, but your sales are still inconsistent, then your positioning may be off, right? And in this call on today, in this webinar, in this video, in this feature for today, this expert filter is going to break down what may be missing from your messaging, and it's going to give you a step-by-step way to fix it over the weekend, right? Before Monday. And that is why sounding like a pro is not about using big words. It's just about being precise. It's about having a focused message so that people can understand exactly what it is that you do, so that they can know, like, and trust you, and so that they can pay you. All right. We're going to discuss the 3 C's: clarity, confidence, and consistency, so that you will understand why you need to keep these things inside of your branding, zhuzh, whatever it is, your routine, your framework, your blueprint, how you need to operate. All right. We're going to discuss 3 questions inside of the expert filter, 3 questions that you need to test out on every single post that you put up to help you. And we're going to discuss some before and some afters, right? Let's jump right into the 3-question expert filter that talks about specificity. I ain't going to say that word again because I know I'm going to mess it up. I got it right the first time. I'm not going to repeat it. Positioning and action. Let me scroll down in my notes here. Because again, this is going to be your weekend action plan to align your content with credibility. It's Friday, and I need for you guys to understand it's Freedom Friday, it's Framework Friday, it's whatever you want to script today for your clarity and understanding on the importance of getting this done this weekend to fix things and to have things operating on your behalf before Monday. Not before Monday, but before Monday, okay? We're actually going to apply something called expert filter, the expert filter. And I'm promising you this will save you. We're going to close out this week of post to positioning to help you with the power move of fixing your message so your audience can finally see you as the expert that you are. We're going to sharpen your voice so that when you speak, people listen, not just because it sounds good, but because it is good and it is showcasing you as the expert, right? You've been showing up, you've been posting, but if those posts still are not converting or pulling in the right people, then it's not your consistency. It's your positioning at this point. And we're going to apply an expert filter so that everything that you post from here going forward will position you with a purpose. And your purpose is to show up as the expert that you know that people need. It's not about sounding perfect. It's about being precise in what it is that you're saying. All right, so here's the filter. Grab your favorite pen and your favorite pad and get ready, because you need to have this really, really down packed, right? Does this post speak to one exact person or one clear problem? That's the first thing that you need to have written down. When you're getting ready to put up that post, even when you're crafting the post, when you're coming up with what that content is for the post, does that post speak to one exact person or one clear problem? One exact person or one clear problem, right? Who is it really for? So let's look at today's thumbnail. Let me pull that down a little bit so you can see it a little bit more clearly. If they don't know what you do, they can't pay you. Is that speaking to one clear problem? Yes. It is saying to the one person who is out here being unclear, they don't know what you do, so they can't pay you for it. That is the one exact person and the one clear problem. They can't pay you because they don't know what you do. So who is that really for? The person who is confused, chaotic. They're not consistent, right? The positioning of that one post. Here's filter number 2. Does it reflect what I solve or how I do it better or differently? Does it reflect, say it again for you guys who are note takers, does it reflect what I solve, how I do it better or differently? Meaning, does it build my authority, or does it just fill the feed? Now, as you guys know, I have plenty of reels and stories and shorts out here on multiple platforms, filling the feed. That is called awareness posting. So that every time you click on one of these platforms, I'm showing up, just making you aware. Yes, it builds my authority because I'm saying the same consistent message across all of the platform to fill the feed. Does it reflect what I solve? Does it show you how I do it better and differently? Yes. And one of the things that it reflects in how I solve is to show you how to show up in multiple places with little effort. Why? Because I deliver one webinar or one video or one training or one call to action, and I share it across multiple platforms because my beautiful system StreamYard breaks it up and it puts it out. Now, in position number 3, action. SPA, if you need to write something down to get you through it. Specificity, positioning, and the third one is action. Does it move the reader toward a decision? Do they DM me? Do they click it? Do they comment? Or do they share? And sometimes do they bookmark it and do they save it? Okay. Does it move the reader closer to trust or conversion? So if I'm asking you the question or I'm making the statement, if they don't know what you do, they can't pay you. Is that making you want to stop and click it and go, how do I make it so they can pay me? How do I make it so that they can know me? What is it that I need to say or do to change it so that they can know what I do? Those are the things that you're thinking about when you're creating the post. You're asking a question that poses some interest, but it taps them on the shoulder or pings them on the head to say, this is a problem that you currently have. And I'm the one that can help you solve it. So let me give you an example. Before and after example. Before is I help people get organized. I do help people get organized, but that doesn't really say what it is that I do. However, listen to this after statement. I help busy professionals turn chaos into clarity with a 3-step calendar command system. To me, that's lengthy. That's over the top. That's a lot, right? That's the reason why I say I help you get your assets in order. That's going to make you go, what assets are you talking about? What do you mean my assets? Right? So before I would say, I just help you get organized. Now I say, I help startup and struggling entrepreneurs to get your assets in order so that you can go from what? Being stuck and struggling inside of a company brand to being well-known, impactful. I can say all of these things to help you with clarity on what I mean by get your assets in order. But when I say get your assets in order, you're going, what? What assets? What are you talking about? What do I need to get in order? You're asking yourself questions. You're clicking the link to go, what exactly is she talking about? Right? You're commenting or you're sharing. What is it that she's saying? Another variation of that could be I help people get organized, and then you can change it up and say for your particular niche, I help busy working moms to design a 10-minute routine that turns chaos into calm without burning them out. You can remember that. I help startup and struggling entrepreneurs go from being stuck and struggling inside of a company brand to generating impact and influence inside of your own personal brand. And I help you do that so you can attract people who need what it is that you have to offer. Now, it doesn't tell you what my framework is. It doesn't tell you what my blueprint is. That's a lot of information. But when I say I help startup and struggling entrepreneurs like you to get your assets in order, so you can attract people that need your value, you want to know more. It piques your interest. It gives you just enough to want to know more. All right. It takes you from expert level clarity to expert level credibility. Do you see the difference? Specific, position, and actionable. I help stuck and struggling entrepreneurs like you get your assets in order so you can attract people who need your value. Now, I can do it inside of a membership. I can do it on a VIP day. I can do it inside of the brand new community. We can follow that up with the different ways that you can get involved. But the bottom line, when you hear me say I help you get your assets in order, because when I call out the stuck and struggling entrepreneur and let you know that I'm going to help you get your assets in order, the first thing you're going to want to know is how. And that is going to make it clickable, shareable, commentable. You know what I'm saying? I hope you know where I'm going with that. So what I'd like to do is actually help you turn this into an activity. If you could go and either choose one of your last 3 Instagram or Facebook posts, if you could go and check one of the most recent posts that you put up, I would love for you to revise it using the 3-question expert filter. Then ask your audience which version made them trust you more. You're going to run it through this expert filter and you're going to rewrite it and then drop the new version in and on the post. So what that could mean is you could go and take a post where you said the very basic question, then you could run the very basic question through the expert filter and also put the answer, the rewrite, the revision, and then put them post up next to each other. And you can say A was the basic, B was revised in the expert filter. Which one made you trust me more? Right? And now you are going to be able to see who really sees you as the expert and the shifts and pivots and changes that you can make inside of your post to be able to garner more trust, more likability, more knowability from your audience. Your next level of business doesn't require new content. It requires expert messaging. And you could actually go back to your previous post that you yourself believed in. And now you can use the expert filter to adjust it and put it out there again. Why? Number one, they didn't see it the first time. They may not see it this time. So you may be able to use it again. But even in regard to that, now that you're putting it out again, you're putting it out with an expert filter on it that is more value focused for the audience. Okay? You can let this post do the positioning for you before you ever speak. All right. So one of the things you might be thinking as we get into the objection session of this is I'm not a professional yet. I'm not a pro yet. I'm not an expert yet. Yes, you are. I'll say it again for the people in the back. You are. You've lived it. You overcame it. You walked through it. You learned it. You made it over that 1, 2, or 3 things. You're positioned now to lead someone else through that situation. Stop playing small. We talked about playing small yesterday. You overcame something. You are one step ahead of someone. So go get someone who's trying to take that step that you just took and help them take that step too. Secondly, you may be thinking, I don't know what makes me different. There is no one on God's green earth with the same footprint. There's no one on God's green earth with the same anything. He made us all different so that we could interlock and fit on some form or another with someone else. Your voice, your results, your frameworks, your blueprints, what you went through, and the way you position that is what makes you different. You just haven't put a name on it yet. All right. So, what I would love for you guys to be able to do while we get ready for our question of today is to apply the 3-question expert filter to your post, to your most important post that you feel the audience needs, right? I need for you to speak in frameworks, in outcome, in results, in offers, not in vague ideas, in exact details on how you overcame something. Let your messaging and the comments, the shares, the things that you say, the testimonials, the post, you want all of that to pitch and position you before you ever pique someone's interest, right? So this is what I would love for you guys to do. I would like it if you would take the opportunity to think hard before we jump over into this answer and think, what's one sentence that describes exactly who you help and what you help them do? Because when you put that out there as, hey, all my stuck and struggling entrepreneurs, it's your girl, Brand Master Martina, Britt, Yelverton, helping you to get your assets in order so that you can attract people that need what it is that I offer, you offer, we offer. You need to put that out there. But when you don't know what that one sentence is that describes exactly what you do, who you help, and how you help them, you can't call them out yet. I can call out a stuck and struggling entrepreneur who has no idea what to post. I can call out the stuck and struggling entrepreneur whose assets are all over the place. And by assets, I mean they don't even have a domain yet. They don't know how to use subdomains yet. They have no earthly idea how to put anything together as far as a tripwire, as a worksheet, as a downloadable. They don't even know the first few steps of how to organize their schedule, how to go through a weekly blocker, how to set up their projects in a planner so that they can be organized, how to organize their day, how to utilize a Google Calendar free to make themselves organized, visually aligned, consistent, professional, all of that. I'm calling out the individual who has no earthly idea where to even start. That's why it's the startup and struggling entrepreneur, because you can't move forward in clarity if you're starting out in chaos. Somebody jot that down. You cannot move forward in clarity if you're starting out in chaos. I help the startup and struggling entrepreneur get your assets in order so that you can begin to attract people that need your value. Once you get organized, once you visualize where it is that you're trying to go and you put it in some sense of organization, you put it in, I don't know, put it in a framework, put it in a blueprint, put it in a course, put it on some downloadable checklists. Once you visualize that and you organize that, and you begin to implement and put that out, then you are available to monetize and make some money off of it. But as long as you're all over the place and you have no system in place, you're going to appear less of an expert. So I want you to be able to take that one sentence that describes exactly who you help and what you help them do, and that's what we're going to work from. Okay, join me over in the Free Brand You community. We are live each and every Tuesday through Friday. Once we wrap up this training live here on YouTube, we go over into the community, and those of you that show up and ask your questions, we work through the questions. Those of you who have no earthly idea how to go and register and get your account and come inside the Brand New community and actually get busy, Not those of you that are sitting in the community gleaning and looking at the information, but those of you who come into the community and get on the Follow Through Fridays and download the worksheets and actually go through the checklist. Those are the people that I want to work with more closely. All right. Come to the community.martinabrittYelverton.com, community.martinabrittYelverton.com. You've also heard me say the Learn, Lead, and LevelUp.com community. It's the same community. Come into the community, register, get your free account, join us in after office hours live to ask your branding or your business questions so that we can help you get your assets in order, right? And so you can stop being stuck or struggling as an entrepreneur, so that you can attract people that need what it is that you have to offer. That is my daily goal for you, to brand you, to educate you, but more importantly, to help you to learn to leave a legacy, or better yet, to live one. Okay, that's my time for today. I'm excited about the information, if you can't tell, that I was actually sharing with you on today. Next Tuesday, we get into why you need a system, not just the schedule. It is more than that. The only way you're going to be able to scale is if you have a system. And we'll be discussing that on next week. So if you would please join us inside of the community. I'm excited to work with you. That's my time for today. And we were able to discuss, it's not your positioning, okay? It's not, your positioning isn't the problem, right? It's you being exact, precise. You being able to go through and utilize the expert filter to clean up your message, to bring clarity to your current chaos, so that the audience that's following you will know exactly what it is that you help them with. Hey y'all, hey, Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, giving you the latest update about our daily Get Your Assets in Order and Brand You series. Join me live each and every Tuesday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for actionable steps on brand building for beginners, current client revisions, and watch as we level up brands in 2025. We are covering everything from tools, tips, strategies, and systems like Canva, StreamYard, High Level, AI automations, and more. These will take you from confused to confident. So after each live stream, you can hop on Zoom with us to ask your questions and get personalized answers. If I were you, I wouldn't miss out. Mark your calendars and subscribe now to our YouTube channels. Join our free communities, and I'll say it louder for the people in the back. If you want to learn, lead, and level up as a struggling entrepreneur, we have the solution, the systems, and the experts. Our entire team is live each and every weekday at 12 p.m., 1 p.m., and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you can lunch and learn. If you snooze, you will lose. I said what I said. You heard what you heard. Now do what you know you need to do to get your assets in order.